You guys, I am so stoked to tell you about this thing. I have been keeping it under wraps for months, and now I can finally let the cat out of the bag. This is the Mackie Thump Sub GO, a dual 8-inch battery-powered subwoofer. Yes, you heard that right. I was fully prepared when this was getting sent to me to just consider this, you know what, a good subwoofer for the price and the fact that it has a battery. It's a novel new thing, whatever. No. This thing has blown me away, exceeded my expectations, and it's not just a good battery-powered subwoofer, it's a good subwoofer, period. Let's talk about it. Hello everybody, welcome to the Phase Reviews YouTube channel. My name is Jordan. If you're new here, thank you for joining me, and if you're a subscriber, welcome back once again. I've been a DJ for over 15 years, and in that time I've used a lot of different audio and lighting gear, and this channel is a place where I am sharing my favorite things from my inventory with you. Up close looks at products that are hopefully helpful for you as you want to pick them up for yourselves. The Thump Sub GO is one of the coolest things to come across my desk in a long time. I've taken it to 2 events, which you're going to see in this video, but I'm also going to talk about important specs and features, what makes this unique, my experience using it, things I wish we could improve, and things that I really like, and ultimately whether or not I think it's worth adding to your inventory, which, hint, I think it is. So before we dive into the review, make sure that you subscribe if you haven't already. If you enjoy what you see, ring the notification bell so you don't miss other videos coming in the future. Like the video if you enjoy the content, and leave a comment down below so I can know your thoughts on this product or anything else that I have on the channel. But enough about that. Let's talk about the Thump Sub GO. So, battery-powered subwoofer. This is kind of uncharted territory. Now, we've had some battery-powered column arrays in the past, I think, from different manufacturers, and of course, plenty of battery-powered tops. Mackie makes battery-powered 12-inch, 10-inch tops. They make the Thump GO, which is the 8-inch version. They have the Showbox. Lots of manufacturers are doing it now. Having the portability of battery is becoming increasingly important. People are doing ceremonies on beaches and in fields and in barns, and there's just bad power. And sometimes you want a system that can just go out in the middle of nowhere and you can have a party and you don't have to rely on a generator. Now, this system, the Thump Sub GO, has dual 8-inch woofers with a 400-watt amplifier. Now, I've said this before on the channel, watts don't matter to volume. I don't have a dB rating right now as far as the pre-release information that I've got on this. Hopefully when this video goes live, you can see that. But I'm just gonna give you my subjective thoughts on the volume, which is that it's plenty, okay? But we'll get into that in a little bit. Now, I also don't have a frequency extension range, but I did do some testing of my own with a sine wave sweep, and I was getting very thumping, usable bass down to 40 hertz with plenty of extension that's audible to 35 to 32. So you are reaching down. For the fact that it's only 2 8-inch woofers, it is surprisingly potent. What makes this unique, of course, is the fact that it has a built-in battery pack. They include 1 battery per sub from the factory. It gives you 6 hours of battery life. There are 2 slots, however, so if you install 2 batteries, I think you have to buy the other one separate, it will get you up to 12 hours, which is plenty of time. They are hot-swappable too, so you could be gigging with one, and when it's getting to the end of its life, literally pop in the other while it's running, take the other one out, and keep on trucking. So you can install both, swap them mid-gig, whatever you want to do. There's 4 little Phillips head screws. You don't even screw it. You just twist it a quarter turn to the left, and it pops out with a spring, and you take the battery out. I could actually probably do it for you on video here if we wanted to, which is going to be on this side. Now, the reason I was looking around the subwoofer is because this can be used in both orientations. So I've got it horizontal right now. That's my battery compartment that doesn't have a battery in it. I should probably open the one that does. There we go. That's how quick it is to pop those off. And that's what the little battery looks like. Look how tiny and compact that is. So mid-gig, all you gotta do, slot that in, put your cover back on, and you're good to go. Now, I've got this in the horizontal configuration, which if you're going to use this with the Thump GO, that's how you want to do it, because this has a built-in threaded pull mount. So you can just pop a screw-on pull. Mackie makes one, or most manufacturers do, and you can put your Thump GO above this. They're manufactured for each other. The crossover point between them is set to be compatible, although this does have high pass output, so you can use it with any other top. Speaking of that, using it with any other top, this has Bluetooth pass-through in the XLR out, so you can wirelessly send audio to the subwoofer if you want to go that route, and then this will output it through the XLR outs, and you could run it up to any other top speaker you want. So you're not limited to the Thump ecosystem. You can absolutely use this with other top cabinets. So this is the horizontal configuration. you can see the vertical configuration like that. You can see that it has a top mount up here, or a top handle, excuse me, so pretty easy to move around. And because of how thin this is and lightweight, I fit 2 of these in the backseat of my Corolla with room to spare for a DJ booth. That's how small it is. For those of you that don't have a Toyota Corolla, it is a very compact sedan, but very, very tiny. You've got your standard metal grille, very sleek, unique looking. We've got the rotating Mackie logo here, so you can kind of switch that based on the orientation of the subwoofer. We have rubber sliding rubber strips on the bottom, so if you set this on the ground like I did at my gigs, it's not going to mar the bottom of the subwoofer. And then you've got grooves on the top, so you can stack these if you wanted to go 1, 2, 3 per side, whatever you wanted. Now, as far as the stacking of the subwoofer, I guess I should mention that when you use a screw and pull mount, at least the Mackie one that I had, because the subwoofer is so small and compact, it doesn't quite get the top as high as I would want it. So either buy longer sub pulls, okay, or stack 2 of these per side, and you'll probably get enough height to get the tweeter of your top speaker above head level. Okay, so that's just one thing to keep in mind. Again, systems like this, while powerful, like this is meant for smaller engagements, I think, but it definitely adds the low-end thump to your system. Okay. Other thing that's worth noting, you've got 2 ins, 2 outs, so you can do stereo into the subwoofer. There's a few settings on the back that I wanted to mention. So actually, I'll turn the sub around just so I can kind of highlight the buttons and the inputs and the outputs. So we've got XLR 1/4-inch combo ins. We've got XLR outputs. We have our Bluetooth pairing button right here. You have 2 battery indicator lights, 1 for each of the slots. We have a main volume control with a signal light / overload. We've got 4 little push buttons right here that allow you to change things like high pass output or full range output. Turn the front LED on or off, which is green. So if you're at like a luxury event, you probably want to do that. For phase, you can invert the phase. So if you're not getting optimal bass response based on where you're at in the room or walls or cancellation, you can flick that and invert the polarity. And then you've got full range output, stereo or mono. So if you kind of stereo into these and you want to maintain your stereo image, you can, or if you're just monoing in and you want to sum it or whatever, you can hit mono output and it will just send the summed signal out, which is really great. As far as construction quality, because I didn't mention that already, this is a wooden cabinet. So again, like at this price point, for a sub this compact and easy to move around, wood cabinet is awesome. There are some plastic runners here on the bottom, and then we've got the rubber. The grill is metal, but the construction quality on this is excellent. And even using it outdoors, which you'll see in just a moment, no scuffs or scrapes or any issues on the paint. It's like a Duracoat type finish that's gonna stand up pretty well. So speaking of my experience using this, I took this to 2 different events. The first one I mentioned, or I will mention in an upcoming video, which was an indoor dinner anniversary kind of cocktail hour type event. I used these with my DJ mixer to mix a variety of pop and funk and some disco type stuff. More low key vibes. There wasn't a dance party, but man, I had to turn these suckers down. That's how much thump the Thump Sub GO had. I was really impressed by how much they added to the low end of the speakers. So the Thump GOs, they're 8 inches, they're small cabinets. I don't know what you're getting, 60 hertz, 50 something hertz. They don't really have much low frequency extension. These things really rounded out the low end and gave a much more full signal. They filled the room plenty. You can see images of, or videos of how big the room was. Again, this was background levels, but it was more than enough to fill the entire space at like 30% volume. Now, the next event I did, I really wanted to kind of use these in a scenario where the battery would be important. So we did an outdoor little concert at a work retreat that I had recently. I set the system up, 2 subs, 1 on each side with a Thump GO above them on the poles. I used the Mackie Pro FX 10 GO battery powered mixer. So I had a completely contained battery powered system. Nothing was plugged into an outlet, so I could do a singer-songwriter combo. So we had someone come, he sang songs, he played his guitar. I ran all the power through the subs and the speakers themselves. I didn't have to connect to anything. And then the mixer itself was also battery powered, even the phantom power. So completely self-contained. You could do a small group, a duo, a band without any additional power. It's pretty impressive in that aspect. Again, even at that gig, which was outdoors, I still had to turn the Thump Sub GOs down relative to the Thump GOs. They had so much output and so much deeper than I would expect from 8-inch cones. Now, I did take some sound tests with YouTube royalty-free tracks, which I'm going to show you in a minute. Don't use this as the end-all be-all of the sound of the subwoofer, because to be honest, you're never going to actually know how it sounds until you hear it in person, because it's going to be coming through my mic and then uploaded and compressed and edited and re-uploaded and come down your Wi-Fi. It's not going to be the same. So if you can get your hands, or your ears, I should say, on a pair of these, you definitely should go give them a listen. But let's do a quick sound demo just so you can kind of hear how they perform. Put some headphones in so you can hear that low frequency extension. All in all, as you can probably tell, this thing far exceeded my expectations and really blew me away with how much punch and low end I could get out of a dual 8-inch subwoofer. I honestly didn't have high hopes. I was hoping for a full sound, but to actually have bass that thumped and made a noticeable impact in the room, especially right in the dance floor area in front of the speakers, I did not expect these to perform as well as they did. It's Mackie quality. I should know by now. It's got the thump in the name. They haven't let me down yet. Pretty much all of my sound inventory is Mackie, and they just keep on trucking. The construction quality is great. The Bluetooth pass-through is an awesome feature to have. Hot-swappable batteries makes these great for marathon sessions if you need the battery life. And all in all, I would wholeheartedly give these 2 thumbs up, and I really recommend you should check them out. Something has not excited me this much on the channel in a long time. So shouts to Mackie for creating something like this. It just gives us as mobile DJs and event professionals more options, more tools in our arsenal to be able to use when tricky event situations arise. So I'll include a link down below. You can go check these out, read more about them, watch any videos you can, listen to a pair in person, because you will not be disappointed by how these guys perform. So thank you so much for watching. Hopefully I've earned your subscription. If I have, please ring the notification bell so you don't miss any videos in the future. Like the video and leave a comment down below with your thoughts on the Thump Sub Go or anything else you want to see here on the channel. I really appreciate you tuning in, and I will see you next time.